Here is a preview of 1080p 30 mode on HDZero goggle with the Micro V2 camera. Of note, I did have to put a wide lens on this. This is actually the Micro Eagle lens because we need to use the 16:9 full mode for this to work. So in terms of image resolution, yeah, I can definitely tell there's more resolution here. I did a flight back-to-back with this at 720p 60 mode, and it definitely is not as sharp. There's a lot more detail here. Now in terms of flight feel, I'm showing you a clip here where I was kind of pushing it a little bit, doing some rolls, dives, stuff like that, just to prove to myself that yeah, I definitely can do more than just cruise with 30 FPS. So what's interesting is if I were to like rock the drone like left or right, I see the motion immediately. So there's not a large like built-in delay, which is good. But what I'd say is the video feels slow, which makes sense. It's 30 FPS. So if you're familiar with movies, movies are at 24 FPS because that slower feel makes the video feel, I don't know, more cinematic. Most TV stuff is shot at 30 FPS because it's a little smoother, and then we do a lot of action sports stuff at 60 FPS because that feels even more real to life. So that's basically the way I'd sum this up. The latency is still 3 milliseconds technically, but the video itself is slow. And if you know what I'm talking about with that, you know what I mean. It's really interesting. It's really cool. So who is this mode for? I think this mode is for people that maybe like to sightsee, cruise. I can definitely see myself using this on a wing or a plane almost exclusively because the extra resolution is really handy and I'm not doing a lot of quick maneuvers. I also think this is going to work well for somebody that likes to fly angle mode. And they're just kind of cruising around slowly. I'm thinking like Cineboop type people or beginners, people in angle mode. That's where this 30 FPS I don't think is going to bother them that much at all. And then I guess the last type of person that this is going to work for is somebody that really prioritizes image resolution over everything else. You can still freestyle with it, as you can see here. It's just that the video feels a little slow. It's like putting your GoPro at 30 FPS instead of 60 FPS. Actually, some people might like that more slowed down cinematic feel to the video as they're flying. To each their own, I guess. I haven't tested this at night, but I also would think at 30 FPS, this is going to actually absolutely crush nighttime performance because that sensor is going to have an even longer exposure time available to it. So yeah, I'll have to do some more testing with it and see how it does at night. It should do better. That's just kind of physics for cameras. Cool. I really like having this extra option. It works on the Micro V2, the Nano V2, and the Nano Lite camera, which is on the whoops. But do note, you're going to have vignetting in the corners if you're using the stock lenses on any of these cameras. So here's the Nano V2 flying indoors, giving you that vignetting I was talking about. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Are you excited to try this mode, or do you think it's just pointless? For one, I think it's pretty cool to just add this mode on to the cameras that a lot of us already have. It is definitely a nice to have option for me. I really like the 90 FPS mode with a lower resolution, but man, I do see the appeal of having more resolution, flying a little bit slower, more deliberately, and exploring a little bit. So yeah, curious what you think. Let me know in the comments. Would you use this option? Have a nice day.